Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching the Big Bad Theory. This is the second episode of the 11th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So, season 10 finale. Sheldon proposing. What's going to happen? Are they going to be engaged? Are they not? What's she going to say? Well, last episode we found out, yes, the first episode of the season, we got a yes, and that is not only the biggest and best news that we actually got breaking, it was a shocking reveal that Bernadette is pregnant again. You know, Howard and Bernadette have only just had the first baby, Harley, and now the second one is on the way. So obviously we knew coming into the episode that we was going to potentially have a yes. But we never expected this to come, and it was just, you know, it was just crazy, and it was a good introduction into the second season. Well, I was going to say second season, second to last season, and you know, I'm really excited to see what we have in store for us. Another baby on the way, a potential marriage. It's going to be really good and entertaining. It was a good start to the season, and long may the goodness continue. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you do enjoy it, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
One dumpling left. Who wants it?
Maybe you should offer it to the pregnant lady.
And that would be?
Me, Sheldon, I'm obviously pregnant.
Well, you never said it to my face, and the last time I assumed a woman was pregnant, it did not go over well.
That's right. I would never ask a woman if she was pregnant unless she tells me or I see a human being wiggling out of her.
How far along are you?
About 3 months.
Only 3? Gravy, how many babies are in there?
An interesting fact about elephants.
Try again. University is trying to get more funding for the physics department, so they want me to go out and talk it up.
Well, they picked the right person for the job.
I mean, 3 months in, that is, it's not long really into a 9-month journey, but she does look pretty big, to be honest. I feel like on this season, she might actually be pregnant herself in real life. I don't know if she was last season, but this one, she's definitely showing a bit more. And you know what I mean? Considering last episode, it's I'm pregnant, and this episode, I'm 3 months in, it's a big jump.
Hi, I'm Ira Plato, and this is Science Friday. Joining me today is my guest physicist, Dr. Leonard Hofstadter.
Get used to hearing myself in headphones. Is that really how I sound?
That is good to know.
I told him his voice was annoying. He didn't want to listen.
It has been 5 years since the discovery of the Higgs boson. What's the next big thing gonna be?
To say there's so much going on. We've been collecting tons of data that could revolutionize the way we understand the universe. For instance, there's a particle called a squark, which could prove supersymmetry.
So what have you found?
Nothing actually.
Should he be saying that?
Probably not.
Yeah, this is public radio. Doesn't he realize dozens of people might hear him?
We've got the best equipment and the best minds all working on it. Some days I'm like, ugh, we've spent so much money. Why haven't we found anything? What are we doing?
Oh boy.
I've said this ever since they kind of started on this program, is that they don't actually solve anything. And, you know, obviously if you look at the history of physics and the physicists, like, they don't really solve things often. But when they do, it's crazy, you know, groundbreaking. You know what I mean? It changes pretty much the perspective of how everybody sees things. So obviously, once they make that scientific discovery, it's groundbreaking. But most of the time, they're just looking and never being successful. And I said this consistently throughout the show. You know, the closest thing they've ever kind of got was the chemical element that Sheldon nearly found, but then he didn't. And that was because they thought they actually achieved something, and then people kind of done second research on it. And it's the same here, you know. He's talking about all these people working and working and working and getting no results. But, you know, I've said this from the start. Like, what is it that they get paid for? They just always checking what somebody say could potentially happen, could potentially do this. But like I said, when it happens, then it's worth all of the money. But most of the time, nothing pans out.
Let's just try to be supportive.
Supportive? He publicly maligned the love of my life, Lady Physics.
Hey guys.
Hey, how's it going?
PFF.
It's just speaking the truth. You know, we're scientists. Isn't that what we're supposed to do?
Oh, what would you know about the truth? You thought Phantom Menace was not half bad.
Lucky, maybe one of them will start crying.
Can we just drop this and have lunch like adults?
Very well.
One's got a lot of fancy new lab equipment.
I know. The university's been throwing money at my study. With any luck, there'll be a brain disease with my name on it. Actually, I haven't told them about it. We've been getting so much more funding than physics, he's been a little sensitive.
So you're just gonna hide your success from him?
I know. Am I terrible?
No, I do that too.
Relief. I mean, part of me was worried I was being unfair to Sheldon.
Take that part of yourself and hide it away. Just like I did with last year's bonus check that I didn't get.
Should I sit or stand? I'm not used to being called into the dean's office.
Please sit.
But it was only one interview. How much damage could it have caused?
Would you like for me to read you the emails from donors asking why are they giving us money if physics is a dead end?
I didn't say it was a dead end. I just said I was worried it might be.
So if I just said I was worried you might not have a job next week, how would you feel? I think that you are the smartest physicist at this university.
Well, she's lying now.
Really?
See? Lies. They're not that hard.
To be honest, I think that's proper bullshit. It does my head in. Like, the fact is, they're not anywhere near close. They're taking donors' money, just consistently getting it and spending it and having no breakthrough. And the fact is, when somebody speaks the truth and you don't like it, how can he get punished for it? Do you know what I mean? Like, technically, he hasn't done anything wrong. All right, he might have upset the people that have actually donated the money. And I kind of understand her point when she was saying about a job. You know, if I was saying next week you might not have one, you'd be a little uneasy, unsettled. But they're not the only physicists in the world. You know, there's probably millions of people doing it, and they're no closer to a breakthrough as well. So he's just speaking the truth, and the fact is, what have you got to show for it? That is the question that you should flip it. You know, like, he's going to go out there and do a statement, and then they're going to say, well, what is it then? What are you close to? Give us something that we can actually see a bit of success for. And he can't. And it's not his fault. It's the industry's. You know what I mean? It's literally not let... Understand that he's the one that's kind of got it out there, but he's not technically done anything or said anything or lied.
Dark matter, reconciling gravity and quantum mechanics, supersymmetry. I have figured out the biggest problems in physics today.
Is this about what Leonard said on the radio?
Absolutely not. And I do not want to talk about Leonard. Can we please just talk about anything?
Talk about my day.
Walked right into that one, didn't I?
Had a very good day. Got some new equipment for my lab.
Well, congratulations. I got some new equipment too. I got these markers.
Here, drink this. It might help.
What if it doesn't?
No, that's why I brought the bottle.
I got called into the administration office.
Ooh, look at my bad boy getting called to the principal. Hey, come on, look, you said a few dumb things on the radio. What is the worst that could happen?
I may get fired.
Okay, well, even if you did, you could find another job.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to hire the physicist who publicly said physics is dead? I can fix it. I just need to write a retraction I don't believe in. Basically, sell out to keep my job.
I'll leave you to it.
Do you think that he should be able to actually get his sacked for that? Like, I don't understand. Like, just pretend your job was... Is it archaeologists that dig in the ground? And I send them to a location, so I say, go to Egypt and dig in this location. And loads of people give them loads of money because they think they're going to find loads of, you know, ancient artifacts. And they've been digging for a year and they find nothing, literally now. And then somebody goes on, has an interview, and they say, look, we've been digging for ages, you know, we've not really found anything. Not too sure that this is the right location to be digging. You know, we've had like 100 people here spending their time and efforts, and we've still come up short. Do you think that person should get sacked for telling the truth? Because I don't. I just literally feel like it's being honest. And again, I don't think he's done anything bad.
What?
Look, I know you're mad, but I have to write a statement that says the physics community is close to a breakthrough. And since you actually believe that, I could really use your help.
Can't, because I think you were right. Not all science pans out. We've been hoping supersymmetry was true for decades, and finally we built the Large Hadron Collider, which is supposed to prove it by finding these new particles, but it hasn't.
Now I get why everyone hates me.
On the bright side, after working together for 15 years, you finally get to hear me say you were right.
Yeah, you did. Yes, one might question the $20 billion to build and run the Large Hadron Collider, but on the other hand...
On the other hand, contrary to predictions, the collider didn't create a small black hole that devoured the Earth and life as we know it. So, money well spent.
Do you have any alcohol around here?
And not surprisingly, when Penny moved out, she took every last drop.
Hey, I thought you were coming right back.
I was, but we're both depressed and decided to drown our sorrows.
In mouthwash? Man, that is so summer camp.
The more I told him about my lab, the pissier he got. You know what he said to me? He said, I hope all your correlations turn out to be specious.
What a dick. You're a successful woman. You should be able to brag about your accomplishments once in a while.
Well, so should you. I mean, the guys are never shy about bragging.
Tell me about it. How
I guess we can brag to each other.
to a great idea.
Damn right it is. I came up with it. That felt good. It's got a brand new state-of-the-art fMRI machine.
Oh, those things are so expensive.
I know. Sometimes I just lie down in there and take a nap.
At the office, I have 2 assistants. I don't even know their names. I just call them Thing 1 and Thing 2.
That's great. I don't have assistants.
I guess that's one of the benefits of being in the private sector.
Got my integrity. Hard to say which is better without making you feel bad.
Again, do you know what used to annoy me with Bernadette early on in the stages when she was first introduced is the fact that she used to gloat that she used to make way more money than Howard. Do you know what I mean? And then when he talked about things, she always used to say, yeah, I make way more money than you. Do you remember when Penny and Leonard went around and he was basically asking how they split the money? It's the episode when Penny got a job and she sold the car and she was passing the envelope and he was passing it back to each other. You know, she was there emphasising how much more successful she was than Howard, and I didn't like that. And obviously, still to this day, she seems like she gloats that she makes a lot of money, and to be honest, nobody cares. Literally, nobody cares.
So you guys are upset because the collider thing disproved your theories?
It's worse than that. It hasn't found anything in years. So
They're physicists. Okay, you're always gonna be physicists. And sure, sometimes the physics is hard, but isn't that what makes it boring?
What else to do?
I don't know. You're scientists. Cheer them up.
Cheer them up? Do you even know what a scientist is?
turns out that physics is exactly like Lost. Started out great and turns out just a big old waste of time.
There's nothing worse than being stuck with 2 whiny babies.
Realization.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have 2 babies. You're lucky to have 2 babies. I mean, look at me. I'm all alone. I'm never gonna have babies.
Thanks for coming.
At least I know that I'm actually doing something that makes people's lives better.
My work makes people's lives better, especially if you have moderate to severe eczema and don't mind if you lose teeth.
I'm trying to map the structures of the brain, and you're trying to convince people that itchy hair is a real thing.
If we weren't physicists, what would we be?
I don't know. Popular?
Careers are not at a dead end. You just hit a rough patch. Instead of feeling sorry for yourselves, you need to get up and get inspired. I'm feeling down, I go for a run, which is exactly why I'm not 180 pounds, genius.
Are we running there? Because watching drunk Sheldon run would be the highlight of my life.
We're going to see Richard Feynman.
I had no idea Richard Feynman was dead. Oh, he's buried with his wife.
We get it. A lady loved you. Quit bragging.
Taught himself musical instruments. Studied Portuguese. Just to give a speech in Brazil.
Feynman used to say he didn't do physics for the glory or the awards, but just for the fun of it.
Even beyond the grave, he's imparting wisdom.
I'm the one who remembered it.
For all the science homies who came before us.
I love that.
Some more.
Yes, I wanted to talk to you about the email you sent me last night.
I sent you an email?
Please accept the following retraction. I know I said physics is dead, but it is the opposite of dead. If anything, it is undead, like a zombie. I got bit by a squirrel once. I had to get rabies shots. I cried so much. My mother said, don't be a baby. Someday, I'm gonna put my mom in a cheap nursing home. So, Dr. Leonard Hofstadter. Our driver won't open the door because Sheldon is covered in blue vomit.
I still don't think that's actually a bad email. I mean, it's not a necessary email, but like, it's not anything insulting, is it? And again, we didn't see the end of the conclusion of the episode where he actually went back on the radio and kind of retracted what he was supposed to say. Well, it's called the retraction reaction. So, you know what I mean? He was supposed to go on and retract it, and he didn't actually do that. We just seen him make a statement, which I believe was factually true, to be honest, you know. He is being honest when he sat there saying, we're doing all this research, we've got the world's best minds on it, but we're still not actually making any progress. You know, it was even confirmed later on in the episode when he was saying the Hadron Collider, yeah, instead of it actually further advancing kind of people's theories in physics, you know, it actually kind of disproved other people's theories. But at the end of the day, though, is that not a positive? You know, like, you could look at that and say, look, we made a Hadron Collider and then it's not actually benefited us. It's not done anything groundbreaking. It's not advanced science in the direction we was going to. In fact, actually, it's retracted us back into a different position. We thought X, Y, and Z was actually a thing, but X, Y, and Z was disproved by this machine. So really not in a position where we thought we was going to be. But at the end of the day, though, that is key, because if you think one thing, X, Y, and Z is the answer and everybody's working towards that direction, mate, you're wasting all that time and effort, because that is not true. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, okay, that sounds kind of like a negative. Yeah, we spent $2 billion to make this machine, and then it's not actually advanced us. But what it has actually done is give you facts, and facts are what get you to the next stage in, you know, anything. If you're working off theories, that's basically what these guys are. You know what I mean? And physicists testing everybody's kind of theories out there. You know, if you're going in the wrong direction, yeah, you're never going to make it anything. You know what I mean? So you want people to disprove things, because by disproving it, then you actually got a better chance of getting factually, you know, the correct answers that you're looking for. So, I don't know. They went all negative, saying that he's obviously done bad publicity and X, Y, and Z. And I kind of get where they're coming from in terms of, like, people providing money to the university to advance the research. But at the end of the day, honesty is key. And to be honest, I don't think that he should actually be punished. It might not be beneficial. They might say, we shouldn't really put that out there because people are not really going to donate anymore. But, like, it's nothing bad for him. He's not done anything wrong or anything bad. You know what I mean? So, I think that, well, I won't say it went a little bit too far, but I think it was you know, a bit of an overreaction. But then again, he didn't have to retract his statement anyway. He just kind of wrote that thing at the end there. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So, obviously, I'd be interested to see your opinion. If you think Leonard kind of overstepped his mark, said something bad, I mean, I can kind of understand where he's coming from. But at the end of the day, I always have firmly believed that honesty is key. And I don't feel like he should be punished for that. But obviously, I think it is acceptable if the work say, ideally, he shouldn't have been saying that. Do you know what I mean? Now, again, you know, it's interesting that they all kind of sat down as kind of reflecting things. Yeah, you know, Sheldon, he's not really a physicist anymore, is he? He's working in dark matter, and it's funny how he kind of gets upset if Amy's kind of getting funding and advancing in a field more than him. It's kind of expected, to be honest, from Sheldon, the way his personality is. It's always kind of be about him, and if someone's kind of beating him and being more successful, he's obviously going to cry and moan, you know, so that's not too unexpected. However, you know, the person that's actually doing good and getting things and achieving success should always be praised as well, and it's kind of upsetting and sad that she can't really celebrate that, you know, with him because of the reaction that she's going to have now. She was saying that she's got like $1 million bed that she's kind of like taking naps in or whatever, but the guy's done something similar as well. Do you remember when he had that machine and he started making sandwiches in it? They was loving it, weren't they? Now, again, it goes down to her and Bernadette talking about each other, about the industry and the works that they do, and Bernadette's kind of flaunting and flexing about her money again. Always does it. Literally, she always does, doesn't she? And that's the only thing that kind of annoys me about her a little bit, is that she's always kind of trying to put other people down for the more money that she makes. But she's 3 months pregnant. Big advance since the last episode, honestly. You can see the baby bump now, and, you know, I don't know if we're going to accelerate the pregnancy all the way through it. I mean, hopefully they do it so that we can see more of the baby and the family together, and I'm excited for that. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.